Okay, now in this video I'm going to teach you how to install WordPress in your Godaddy hosting. Uh, what we need to do is log in into your Godaddy account and then go to your cpanel hosting. Your cpanel hosting is what this is right now, as you can see, uh, where you have options of looking at your file manager. It is also going to give you details about your database. The installation of applications is also possible through uh, your cpanel. It will allow you to make additional subdomains, or you can aliases, in case you want to make your email accounts, so that is possible. There's of course one uh, portion of cpanel which is very important for an even for an average user, and that is the portion on this side. You see, it where it tells you your CPU usage, your memory usage, a number of processes that are running. As of now, we don't have anything on this, uh, so really you don't have much data. But eventually, you need to keep a check on your, if you are updating your website quite frequently, and then you're adding a lot of videos in case pictures and so a lot of data, so you need to actually uh, keep a keep track of how much of this space is being used. And for example, this package which I've got is for 30 GB maximum, so as of now there's nothing, so really it's all empty, as you can see in this graph over here. But over the years, this will not be like that if you keep working on your website, and so you need to upgrade your hosting package. So for installing WordPress, we need to go to the web application, and in word application we look at this hosting. Now in case you don't want to go for hosting, you want to go for Joomla, you want to go for Drupal, you have these various options that you can go, but they're almost the same. So if you can go about doing WordPress, it's going to be the same for Joomla as well as Drupal. So let's go and install WordPress, as a web application for my website. So I click on WordPress icon. Okay, so here's some information on WordPress. We tells you that WordPress is a open source application, and etc etc etc. You really don't need to go into that. It is going to tell you what version of WordPress is going to install, and in what language it's going to be, approximately how much uh, size it's going to require on the server, and also what kind of licenses. It's an open source license, so you don't really have to worry about, you don't pay nothing, so you're not paying anything. And it requires an MySQL database, so and you really don't need to bother about configuring about this database, because when you do this installation from GoDaddy, it's going to manage everything for you. So what you need to do is just you go and press over here where it says install your application, so we just go and install it. Okay, now, okay, these are certain things that you need to focus on. For example, do you want your website to be always going by www? This is the protocol. Or you want to, the second option is you can always have it like this, free, http colon uh, you know /freetechblog.com, or you want a www.freetechblog.com. So either way, it really doesn't matter, because your DNS is going to be written in such a manner that anybody who goes even www free tech blog would eventually go down to freetechblog.com. So I have been using this pattern for quite some time, and you can actually use it in case you want to use your in case you want to install your uh, WordPress web application CMS in a particular folder. Say for example you want to have it uh, like freetechblog.com and home, something like that. You see over here, as you can see over here, or it can be anything. It can be for example, your office, for example, it can be Delhi. So because the very purpose of doing something is that you want to have multiple installations of various things on a particular domain. For example, like Yahoo goes yahoo.com, you have this yahoo.com radio, you have this yahoo.com music, you have yahoo.com news, then you have yahoo.com finance. But if you're not having such a big website or a blog, you really don't need to do anything about it. If your website is going to be very limited, then you can just go and as it says, it's an optional, so you really can ignore it. If you go down, so we see that what version is going to install. So there's going to be WordPress version 4.6.1. The language is English. Of course, if you go down, then there are certain license agreements. You really have to do. You cannot say no, so you have to agree to those. So even if you leave it at the default, really it doesn't matter. You just ignore and go down to something which is important, and this is here, which is your administrator username. Now this is where you don't have to use root, or you don't want to use admin or administrator, because these are very common and then anybody can hack them. So you can either use something like your name. You really don't need to, at this particular moment, really don't need to worry about this website title and website tagline, because these are things that once WordPress is installed, we're really going to go inside WordPress and make those necessary changes. Now you now you need to do is go and press install. So as you can see, it is doing copying your database, and it's rather fast, because as you can see, it's already done. You have further options over here where it says you need to in case you need to uninstall, you can always go from here. In case you need to take a backup or make some changes, need to update, you can just go press these buttons and get those things done. So as you can see, let me just click here, and you will see that our website or a blog is already installed. So there you go. So that's the first hello page. If this is showing on your WordPress installation, it means that the WordPress has been correctly installed. So